With a couple days after the RGG summit, most of us have taken the time to let all of the information we've received fully sink in, and we have a good grasp of what to expect soon. Between the Switch release of Kiwami, which may bring in a new audience, coupled with the TV show, which also has the potential to do the same, and last but not least, the upcoming pirate-themed game that is the main attraction. There is something to look forward to for most of the fans. I think it's safe to say that the pirate game turning out to be true, after all the rumors, was as much of a surprise as the authenticity of the reveal itself. But, well, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm joined by our usual guests, Froob, Gokodoni, and Snowiest Angeman. I got your name right, didn't I? I think I
Sure.
did. Snowiest, I mean, because he has his name misspelled so many times. To share our individual thoughts regarding what transpired the last couple of days. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you for all of you for taking out of your time to be here. Now, without going into much detail just yet, how would you guys describe your general feelings towards the summit? Gokidoni, how about you start?
I mean, it's as perfect as I could have hoped for it to be. Because for one thing, we only had one reveal, and this is gonna sound like a hot take already, but I prefer it to be one major reveal per summit. Because the last time that we had multiple announcements, the remainder of them got overshadowed, and then by the time that Ishin launched, it was like, oh yeah, that game happened. Anyway, what about Gaiden? What about Infinite Wealth? So the fact that we just had this, and personally speaking, it's perfectly right up my alley because Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite, movie franchise ever. I adore Majima, and I've been talking about new Gaiden games since the first one came out. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, perfect summit. So yeah.
Nice. What about you, Snowiest?
First of all, I'm just going to say, obviously I normally lag out because ping, but my microphone's been having problems lately, so if I just start sounding like a robot, you guys just pretend as if you heard me say something coherent.
Will do.
Noted.
But I was going to say, I 100% agree with you with them only doing one trailer because absolutely there's just so many things where it's instantly like, oh yeah, Ishin got released. Anyway, look at Gaiden, this is cool and new. What's going to happen at the end of the year? And then even with Gaiden gets released and it's like, okay, who cares? Infinite Wealth, wow. So it's good that they're like slowing down a bit because it means that they can focus more on one specific game.
Yeah. What about you, Froob?
But besides that, it looks lit.
It does. Really does. What do you think, Froob?
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy with it. I really like that RGG doesn't really mess around when it comes to like the live streams when they reveal stuff. Like obviously thinking back again to the Lost Judgment reveal, this reveal, like there's no faffing around for 20 minutes on I don't know a mobile game or something like that. I have no idea what the hell that is. But it's nice that it starts off with Majima walking from off camera to sit down, and then here's the RGG logo into the trailer immediately. I like RGG doing that, and I think that's a good thing to do. And it's like once the whole reveal and talk about it had finished, you kind of knew there wasn't much else. Like I don't think I think a lot of people think of the summits that we have multiple reveals for, and remember those more than the others, because we've certainly had some summits that are just here's the cast members, which again this kind of part was, but it also is the reveal, so it makes sense. So I don't know, I was pretty happy with it. Like it's a summit format that I really like. They focus on the game, they focus on the clothing, which honestly I think the clothing's actually kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it actually was cool. I liked
expensive as hell, no doubt. But yeah, no, I was happy with it.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me. Not gonna lie, I did initially think, okay, is there gonna be more than one announcement? But in hindsight, with what you guys said, I think it really is a good idea that they only showed one game. Even though it might disappoint some people because they were hyping up the summit quite a bit, and it seemed like it might be on the same level as the first summit. But thinking about it, maybe the multiple announcements contributed to Ishin being forgotten or Gaiden. And yeah, that's really interesting to think about. But I mean, I think the reveal we got, for me personally at least, it's more than enough for now because we're getting the game pretty soon, only at the beginning of next year. And there's
5 months.
Yeah, at the end of
Almost.
February.
Yeah, I think it's quite similar to also like the release schedule for like obviously Ladishin and Gaiden, as y'all are saying, it's like we're getting it in February, so I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get another release near the end of next year, or a year after with a bigger release.
I'm gonna put my money on getting a release late next year.
Yeah, I could see us getting another
honestly.
summit potentially before Pirate Yakuza comes out.
Yeah,
Or maybe spring 2025.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And Yokoyama did say at the end of the summit that we have surprises, like still, like that they didn't announce. So I'm pretty
You're-
sure there's no way they're not working on something, right? There has to be.
Kiwami 3 is no longer a surprise how many times you'll keep mentioning it, RGG. one don't
Shibuya
count
Kako,
anymore.
my beloved.
But yeah, I mean, I have absolute faith that next year we're getting at least an announcement around the first few months. So there's that to look forward to, and there's also the topic of whether or not Judgment is in limbo. And did we talk about this topic before? I can't remember.
Briefly, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't lose hope on Judgment yet, because when they released the first Judgment, I honestly expected for that to be it. Like, there's no more Judgment games. Because the main actor, Kimura, is very expensive to work with. And, just bringing back an actor like on his caliber, at his caliber, seemed like it wasn't plausible. But they did it. They brought Lost Judgment. So I feel like a third Judgment is definitely possible. It's just probably a matter of time, and we have to wait for it.
Yeah, I think all the stuff with his actor agency, as well as him, like there's some rumors that apparently like he's turned down a season 3 of his TV show and a video game series that apparently originated back in May. I don't know if there's like any substance to either of those, but it's like it's one of those things where I think that RGG, especially with all the crossovers with the last few games between the two series, I think they might be preparing us for a future without Kimutaku anyway.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. I mean, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, I mean, not to go too much into it, but I feel like the Kaito Files was a test for that as well.
Yeah. I don't feel like Kaito can do a game on his own, but a split 2-map Kaito and one protagonist, be that Sugiura or someone else, I think that could work.
Yeah, yeah. Gaiden showed us that Sugiura is super fun as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, goddamn. Probably the most OP character in the Coliseum. But I mean, there's other contenders as well.
Yep.
All right, with this topic out of the way, we can talk about the main attraction, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Gaiden, Ryuga Gotoku, Gaiden.
Turbo HD edition.
Surprisingly, the name is longer in Japanese, because the Japanese title is Ryuga Gotoku 8 Gaiden, and then was it Pirate in Hawaii or Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii? I can't remember.
Pirates in Hawaii.
Pirates in Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah, Pirates in Hawaii. Yeah. We don't even have like the number in the English title. Which, I mean, what do you guys think of the title? Do you think it's like it could have been better, or is it like not a big deal?
Oh, God.
I feel like the in Hawaii bit is Sonic 3 plus Knuckles. Like,
Literally.
the in Hawaii bit is so out there. Like, I think it would have been fine as Pirate Yakuza, which it also feels like a cheeky way of going, guys, this is still the Yakuza series, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
I don't mind the name, but the in the Hawaii bit
Pirates
is
in
weird.
Hawaii could have still worked as well, like the Japanese
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Like a Dragon Pirates in Hawaii. Or, if you're that adamant on removing the number 8, which, thank you for that, it led people to not knowing that it's a Gaiden game, at least in my comment section.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait for those comments. Oh, this is not a Gaiden game. What are you talking about?
No, it started already. People were saying, "Oh my god, I hate that this is the next proper mainline entry," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Do you not know what a Gaiden game is?"
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So this is not a big deal for those watching, and you might think, oh, like, why is Leon complaining about this? It's not a complaint, really. It's just, I feel like this also would have been an appropriate game to give a title of Hannya Gotoku, like a Hannya or something like that. But again, it's just a thing that I've been thinking about and nothing more than that. Okay, we can talk about the idea of this game and the premise. It's very surprising, to say the least. Even though there were like leaks about this, like what in May, like 5 months ago.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
all of what was said in the leak was actually true. I think except for the release window, if I remember right. But yeah, that was surprising. And then the idea itself, even leaving aside the leaks, is pretty unique to say the least. What do you guys think of the premise? Gokudoni, you want to start?
Sure. I mean, I've spoken about it in a separate video, but it's like we all expected, or rather hoped for, a Majima-centric game at some point in the future. But from my angle, it would have been too safe to do like another straight-laced game, like a 0-2 or something akin to the Majima saga, where it's just predominantly pretty serious, pretty rooted in the character drama aspect of it. So the idea of making something that seems absurd on the surface, but we already know it's going to be another tearjerker game, despite the fact that it's a pirate game, it makes more sense for me because not only does it stand out from the other games, but it also allows for, let's say, a Gaiden 3 that's going to be, I don't know, about a. Okay, off the top of my head, let's see. I don't know, a ninja Saejima or a cowboy Jungi or something like that. They can experiment with so many settings because they just went, oh yeah, the first one was Secret Agent, this one's Pirates. It's the best way of having fun with different settings without outright making another IP and maybe having lesser sales because of it. So yeah.
Yeah, true. Even though it's like, for those wondering, it is a canon game. It's not just like a separate thing. But personally, what I really like about what they did here is that it's so, like, at least seemingly on the surface, it seems like it's detached from a lot of the main plot points, and that's what works in its favor. They can do a lot of things that they normally can't do with, like, say, a Kiryu game or arguably even an Ichiban game, even though, like, Ichiban usually they go pretty, crazy with how his story goes. But even then, I would argue Ichiban's story, it's not really a far cry from what Kiryu's games were about. Yeah. What do you think of the Pirate Yakuza games idea and premise, Noyest?
I think it's hilarious, and from all the gameplay and stuff that they've shown, it looks like it's going to be fun as hell. But something mentioned before about how like Gaiden, the first Gaiden, was secret agents and stuff like that. I feel like people have already just kind of accepted that as just, yep, that makes sense. It's like, not really. He's literally James Bond. Like how do people just instantly go, yeah, that makes sense? But then it's like, oh, the guy with the eye patch is a pirate now. That doesn't make sense. It's
exactly.
It's like it's a silly premise, but looking at the box art and stuff, it just makes me think of Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's like the Western box art, at least.
Yeah.
It's like super goofy. It's ridiculous. You play the game and it's super goofy and ridiculous, and then it has like such a really serious story.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of silly stuff mixed in there, but it is still a very serious story in the end.
Yeah.
And I think this game has perfect opportunity to also just be like incredibly serious. I mean, even as well, like Majima, it's not just 0 where he is serious. Like you get like 3 was like the first time, where he showed his serious side. That easily can be in the game. Like people just think, oh, because it's pirates, then it's just going to be like, whoopee cushions every 2 minutes or something like that.
Mm. And what do you think of the? Yeah. Okay.
I was just going to say that's just what I think with the game is that it's still going to be a traditional Yakuza game, even if the premise seems silly.
Yeah, that's very, very likely. And what do you think of the idea and the premise, Fruit?
I think that it is stupid. I think that it is absolutely bullshit. And genuinely, it's perfect. In every single way, shape, and form. Like, the series has never always been grounded in reality, and pirates aren't that out of reality, considering, you have real-life pirates still these days. Not quite in the ye olde fashioned sense, but there's an actual in-universe explanation if you look at the description for the rich island stuff. And honestly, the kind of energy that like pirate game and having Majima as like a pirate captain brings just fits his core perfectly. Like it works so well, and like unironically, if they just acknowledge it, even like once, like not even just the absurdity of it, but just acknowledge that it's all going on, it's perfect. Like I think we can probably ascertain that we're probably going to have a ship battle against the giant shark and the giant squid from Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
I think that there are going to be, as you say, the very serious moments. One thing that I'm actually curious about, and this is a question to all of you, and this is going to set off the comment section, so it's a question to you as well, comment section.
Go for it.
We're going to talk about it later, but if you look at the deluxe edition contents, there's a couple of Yakuza 0 references. And I'm going to say the name. Makoto Makimura. What happens to her at the end of K2? She goes to America.
Oh,
yes.
You're right.
Are they going to bring her back?
I really hope
again?
they don't. I really hope they don't.
Same.
Oof.
I feel like that's one reach too far. But this is an interesting premise because, like, RGG don't do the whole amnesia angle that often because it can be very contrived and trite and just straddle the whole same line that any other amnesia story does. But RGG are very, very good with their stories. And like we've done Dragon Quest with LAD, and we're now doing Yeast with, again, like Adol of Yeast constantly getting shipwrecked on islands at the start of games. So now you've got Majima doing it instead. So I feel like I've got a lot of faith in them. And like as said, like a lot of the game is just going to be a Yakuza game. Like it's still going to have the really cool fighting that you're used to. Like we're going to talk about that obviously in a bit. And like you're still going to have your usual like running around, like doing activities and stuff like that. Like I've said for ages, I just want RGG to be creative, to do whatever they want to do. And this just seems to be more of that. It's like it's still their wheelhouse whilst getting to be creative about it.
You were mentioning earlier as well about how like pirates still exist and all that. And you know, you already said what I wanted to say. And then there's also the fact that this is off topic a little bit, but stuff you would be surprised to know that, you know, they still exist. I saw a documentary about cannibal tribes that still are very much existent. And again, if you really like just watch documentaries or look up certain stuff that you wouldn't think are still around, you would be surprised. And even then, like to me, this is just a game. I don't really look whether or not that thing exists in real life. I'm just like, okay, they want to do this. Is it fun? All right, I'll take it. That's all there is to it for me for the most part. This is a Gaiden game, so it is, you know, canon to the mainline story, and we still barely know anything about how this actual story will go. There's a very real chance they might actually try to tie it in with, you know, events we know about. But
yeah, the trailer specifically says it's like after the events of Infinite Wealth, which that makes me very happy. As much as I love Gaiden had this issue where everything has to culminate in the events of LAD.
Yeah.
This being set after the latest game means they can do whatever the hell they want. It's not constrained by like any plot stuff that they have to follow outside of what's come before it, and they're obviously working with that considering, you know, Nene Island. So I'm super excited for that.
Same.
Yeah, the other thing too is because the trailer starts with like Majima sitting down and telling the story.
Yeah.
There is very easily the opportunity of Majima just making shit up because he's crazy. So like the whole pirate concept could easily just be it's like actual modern day pirates. But just as he's telling the story, he's like, yes, we were swashbuckling with cutlasses and stuff.
Yep.
Of course.
Look at Itchy and
in
his
reality,
enemy
it wasn't
delusions.
at all that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rubbing off. It happened with Kiryu, seeing all the stuff from Ichiban's perspective. Now Majima too.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring this up, but the amnesia idea. Apparently, I saw people talking about this. Yokoyama planned to do that in Yakuza 3 to Kiryu, but it didn't end up happening, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, I love. Sorry to cut you off, but I love that it already started the trend of people having theories as to how the game would end. And one theory, I sadly don't remember the user's name, so feel free to reveal yourself in the comments. But someone said, "What if the ending of the game is just Majima washing up at the orphanage's beach, and it kind of begins sort of like Yakuza 3, where Kiryu comes out of the sea and has a fish and all of that." and it's just like, oh yeah, we're going Kiwami 3 next. Hint hint.
I'm not gonna lie, when the trailer first started with that like blurry shot of the beach, my first thought was, is this Okinawa? Like, what?
Yeah.
I can't
I
believe
can
we're
see.
reusing beach assets now. Unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
They have so many beach assets now. It wouldn't surprise me if they expand the beach in Kiwami 3.
Yeah, I've actually seen that a lot. Like, and I don't know whether like this is something you all have noticed as well, but it's like I've seen a lot more people like with this reveal complaining about asset reuse. Like, I know it's a big thing that we had with Infinite Wealth, like blah blah blah, but it feels like there's just been a lot of talk about that when it's like that's RGG's thing. Like, that's the reason why we
Yeah,
get all these games. Like,
Yeah.
Are these what we call tourists?
I mean, they like if you're genuinely shocked about any of that, clearly you haven't been paying attention. I'm sorry, but
it did
Yeah.
make me
Yeah,
wonder if it
literally.
was people who like joined in around LAD or Infinite Wealth's time.
I mean, it could be realistically. Then again, the amount of, and this is just something I really didn't expect, but an actual influx of negativity towards the concept of not just a pirate game, but also a Majima game. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how many people have talked about a Majima Gaiden or a Zero Two or whatever? Are they suddenly the minority now? Like, what?
I had somebody
Yeah.
literally go like, "Oh God, it's a Majima game," and it's like, you know, I think they said something along the lines of, "There too many Majima games." This is the first playable Majima solo since it's Majima Saga, which that doesn't count.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
since since Zero, like,
It's been a decade.
yeah,
Actually, yeah. Man, I can't believe that much time has passed.
yeah, right.
Time is a scary thing. But yeah, like, I really don't mind the idea of a Majima game. I mean, how do I say this? People see this as like, oh my god, they're like sellouts, like, oh, Majima, he's popular, like, why does he get the... I mean, you said it, he's popular. Of course he's gonna get, like, you know, something
Yeah.
like this. It only makes
He
sense.
is literally like this second or probably third, you could argue, most popular character from the series, behind
Yeah.
Kiryu or Ichiban or whoever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fairly certain a couple of years ago, Yokoyama made a comment around like LAD's time of like he didn't understand why Majima was so popular. Like, that's the reason why I'm surprised we're getting a solo Majima game in the first place. It's just I didn't think Yokoyama would turn around and go, "All right, let's do the Majima thing."
I mean, it's all hidden at Ryugaki. I've seen the amount of interview, and by the way, praise be to that man. His drip
Yes.
on that summit, glorious.
Have you
Yeah,
guys seen how he baited us? I thought it was Kuroda again.
Yeah, literally, I saw like, oh no.
Yeah, with the silhouette. I was like, oh no, are they gonna shoehorn Kiryu again? I
Yeah,
mean,
he was adamant on a new game, a Majima Central game. Not in the case of like, come on, make it already, but like, you know, what would be a cool idea? Or kind of like how Baba
Yeah,
was
literally.
present for so many hangouts, and now he's back in the game as a
I'm
voice
so
actor.
happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
about that. Like, I really love the story at the summit, and like, I hear a lot of people being all like, "Oh, I hate these interview sections," but you get really nice bits out of it. Like, obviously, Baba's VA talking about him being back, but also like Hideki like talking about like Yokoyama came up to him like after was it after Infinite Wealth's launch and just said, "Oh, by the way, your game is next." Like, that's
yes,
so cool.
yes.
That's so cool.
It is.
Imagine that conversation just happening and just all of a sudden, oh wow, it's my turn. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It feels like such a comfortable environment, and plus the fact that
Yeah.
also first summer Ruika returned. I'm so bloody happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rule is you're allowed to be inside and main if you look at bloody Yumai's actor. So if we can get first summer Ruika as Akame in a mainline game next, thumbs up. Thanks.
Oh hell yeah!
I was gonna say, oh yeah, I find it wholesome as well that apparently, I think someone shared this on Twitter as well, but Ogaki was kind of worried with Yakuza 0 that, you know, because he's voicing a main character, that the game wasn't gonna do so well. And then it turned out to be the most successful game in the whole franchise. So,
Yeah.
you know, seeing him return now with like a main role where he's like the solo protag is really nice to see. And I hope things only get better from here for him as well. Okay, we can talk about the maps that they showed us. So I'm probably going to show a picture somewhere on the screen, but we have 3 confirmed maps: Honolulu, Rich Island, and Madlantis. I really like that name.
Yeah.
Honolulu, do you guys think it's going to be fully open?
I
I
have
honestly don't think so.
concerns. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't,
same.
and I hope it's not.
Mm.
Like we've seen a lot of like the right hand side from footage.
Yeah.
It's.
I was going to
it
say, they
might
go to
be
the Anaconda shopping center as well.
Yeah,
It
right.
could just be like the whole south half on both sides.
Yeah.
that might be it.
Because
Yeah.
the fear that I have, the reason why Honolulu works so well in Infinite Wealth is because you have the segue, and obviously there could be some form of transportation that they're just not showing us yet. But I don't think that map works if you do not have a method of transport that isn't just fast travel. It's too
Precisely.
big.
And also, it would technically go hand in hand with what the original Gaiden did, because people tend to forget you could visit Ijincho in the game. It's just that it was a very secluded part of that map,
Yes.
and then you also had Sotenbori and the castle. So here, having another 3 maps, probably one of them being in a very condensed manner, makes sense.
Yeah. In terms of like, I'm not really worried about Honolulu. I mean, I hope they have at least the way the taxis are implemented in Infinite Wealth, because that was so convenient.
Yes, please.
And then we have Rich Island. I think this is the island that we know the least about, isn't it? Because we know that Madlantis is basically going to be like the castle. It has the Colosseum. We know that for sure. It probably has a bunch of other stuff as well. Rich Island, when I first saw it, gave me like heavy Dondoko Island vibes, and I really hope.
Yeah, it looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that it's just like copied? Or am I?
I mean, it even has the mountain in the background. It's just that it's not made of
Yeah,
trash.
It's the part where you like talk to the parrot to upload your thing online. I swear to God, they showed like that area.
Yeah,
We're
wouldn't
gonna
be
have a
surprised.
Sujimon farm somewhere. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, one in the description for Rich Island, it literally says, despite fishing being the mainstay of the local economy, which that's one of the things you do on Dondoko, and like, I like the fishing in Dondoko, but at the same time, we haven't had a proper fishing minigame in the series since pre-Dragon Engine. So, the old, like, not necessarily the 3 to 4 version, but even the 0 version of fishing, just if we could get a proper fishing again rather than just like, the spear fishing stuff, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But what if Dondoku just comes back as is?
I
think one game is
they
enough.
I think they're gonna pull like let's say Clan Creator going from 6 to Kiwami 2. Like the outer shell will be similar, but the actual course of operation. It might be that Rich Island is just the base for, let's say, the boat exploration. It's the place where you will
yeah.
make sure that your boat is up to snuff and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is possible.
Yeah, they usually have like one quotation marks big mini game. For Gaiden, I guess it's the Akame Network stuff, and obviously the Castles Arena. And like obviously as you're saying, like there's Dondoko, etc. But we don't know what the big optional thing is, because they showed off obviously a couple of the side activities that are coming back, but those won't be the forced main. This is the big thing that's going to take up a lot of your spare time. So I do wonder what's going to be there. Dondoko could quite easily, or like make up Rich Island like Dondoko.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna reuse those same clan creator renders for all the random NPCs, though. That's for sure. All your pirate crew is just gonna be all those same renders, guaranteed.
I mean, we've seen Gary Buster Holmes. I'm
is
already
yeah,
happy.
there you go.
We've seen the fucking Obitarian, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it. Please, delete her out of the game.
Wait. I love the fact that I saw, Leon, your screenshot of the Obatarian and just screaming no. And one particular cosplayer on the Japanese side of things, I think she was one that's most popular for cosplaying Sonki, and there's another cosplayer that's just known for cosplaying the Obatarian. She was replying to, and they were all laughing about it.
I missed that.
There is, I think that's going to be a big thing, and I think that's probably a hint at what the big like side thing will be with your crew in the pirate ship and probably like upgrading it and stuff. Because like as you say, there's definitely a lot of cameos. I've seen the Soramame guy in the background. We've seen obviously Charlie is on the ship at one point, as well as obviously going to be one of those mini games that we know about. So and obviously our legend Gary himself. So they're going to do the Yakuza thing of like pulling the cameo NPCs again. There's actually Hammerhead. One of the shots was Hammerhead from Gaiden. So they're even getting in the Gaiden folks as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna have boat wars. That's gonna be the next thing.
I was gonna talk about that actually, but I wasn't sure if I should talk about it now or when we get to the side activities. I mean, I was just gonna say, like, the whole boat wars thing, if it plays out like I think it will, you know, they did show footage of you being on a ship and fighting people in real time. If that's how it is, whoo boy, I'm in.
Yeah, I swear they said something somewhere, and I've not been able to find the quote, so maybe I'm making this up. But I swear there was something where it said there is actual like sea battles, and
Yeah.
like you
Yep.
you will fight like on a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, when an enemy pirate ship catches you in their sights, an exhilarating real-time cannon battle breaks out. Quickly maneuver into position while avoiding fire, then deliver devastating damage to board the enemy ship and take down the captain in an all-out crew versus crew brawl. So it sounds like they'll bring in, like, obviously you'll make a crew up of, like, again, your NPCs from, like, previous games, and then
Yeah.
have, like you saw, as you say in that trailer, the big fight on the boat, which I thought was a Muso at first.
Yeah.
Also, I can't believe it's taken us 20 years to figure out how to map jump to a button.
Yeah.
Jeez, I have no idea what it's gonna look like, but they might give him a complete overhaul just to implement it somehow, which might be a point of contention.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how it's gonna work with the fighting stuff, which we'll talk about later, because it's like weird. If you're implementing jumping stuff, depending on if it has like iframes and stuff, you're entering into the DMC hack and slash realm of
Yeah.
action,
Yeah.
which is a very curious change.
I don't. Oh, wait. Sorry to cut everyone off. This is something that I need to point out because the moment that I saw him dual wielding cutlasses and I saw someone say, "Oh, it's a hack and slash," let me stop you right fucking there. Like, okay, people tend to forget that just because I know this sounds ironic, but just because you're hacking and slashing with a bladed weapon doesn't make the game a hack and slash or a character action game. You're missing so many things. Like, we're gonna have fun combat, but let's not call it a this or that. No need to compartmentalize it. It's a Yakuza game. Leave it at
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
still gonna control like a Yakuza game controls, and the action is still gonna be like a Yakuza game is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, when it comes to the maps as well, I don't know how they're gonna do this. I mean, the sea exploration could be just like, oh, pick like, I don't know, a crew to fight, and that's literally it. Or it could be you actually go out on a boat and you like, sail the seas and see what's out there. Because I think they did mention somewhere. If I find the text, I will put it on the screen. But they did say somewhere that you could find islands, like plural, not just like one place. And on top of that, you can of course fight other crews and all that. So if this will be as grand as it sounds, then I think there's going to be a lot to play for, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, agreed.
I hope it's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag and not like the Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise car. desert sort of bullshit.
Yes, please.
It controls the exact same, even though it's a boat.
You see smoke coming from the rear. It's like, what? No, don't pay no attention to it.
It's drifting in the water.
It even has the same HUD and just has a fuel gauge. That's like, why does this boat have a fuel gauge? And then it gives that really annoying brrr, brrr, when you're about to game over. It's like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with my boat?
Yeah,
I've
that's gonna
seen-
be the cannon gauge.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of memes about how it would be funny if this game, like a budget title, relatively, turned out to be better than what was it called? Black Flag?
Yeah.
Assassin's
Yeah, the
Creed.
fourth one.
And then there's
Yeah.
that quadruple A pirate game,
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't play that game, but I didn't hear good things about it.
Yeah, for
It's-
good reason.
It's a shame because it started off as like an offshoot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. How would you mess that up? Black Flag was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
I tried to play an Assassin's Creed. I might have mentioned this in a previous podcast. I don't even remember, but I played the first one. Is that like among the
Oh,
better
no.
ones or the worst ones?
No,
Okay.
it's almost like a proof of concept. At the time, it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, these are really cool assassinations. The 2 trilogy sounds weird, but the Ezio trilogy is where it starts to really find its identity and just brilliant.
Dude, I played Assassin's Creed 1 as a kid, and even back when it was the only one, I was just like, this fucking sucks. But then Assassin's Creed 2 was so much better in every way. It added color. First game didn't have any color. It was black
It was
and
so
white.
grey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of the magic apple that the Pope has.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
The very PS3 era.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because I played the first one, and I guess no wonder I didn't like it.
I genuinely think you would like the 2 trilogy.
Yeah.
Or get Black Flag, like we've been talking
Yes.
about, or Assassin's Creed Rogue as well. It's
It-
also good.
It's
yeah.
one of those things where it's like it seems like daunting, but it's like, it's like your Final Fantasies where they're only loosely connected universe-wise. You don't have to play all of them. Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
I mean, you
Okay, I
probably
was
shouldn't.
wondering.
Yeah, no.
I was wondering about that. That's good to know. Okay, we can talk about the fighting styles. We have two styles for those who didn't watch the trailers: Mad Dog and Sea Dog. I think the Sea Dog name is genius. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Yeah.
It-
In
100% agree.
Japanese, it's just called pirates.
Yeah, literally.
Like that's lame. Sea Dog is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
Sea Dog name is doubly funny to me because in my language, translating that means shark. Literally.
Yeah, I think the names are on point. And from what we've seen, Mad Dog is really interesting because it seems like it combines not just thug style with Mad Dog style of Yakuza 0, but also somebody pointed out somewhere on Twitter that the elbow counter he has in Breaker in Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Apparently that's in there as well. Like I did see it on in a video. So
yeah, it
it's,
seems like it's like a charged heavy attack. He just does that.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
And man, just seeing gameplay of the Mad Dog style, like, what can I say except I'm wet?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I like as well, he throws daggers and it's his like a dragon summon.
yes,
Where he jumps in
yes,
the air and he
yes.
like throws them.
And they actually do a little bit of paralysis, kind of like you have the elements in Lost Judgment.
Mm-hmm,
Right.
mm-hmm.
Oh, from
And-
the doppelgangers. Ooh.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
doppelgangers. And something that made me
That
really
spin
happy.
attack is going to be good finally.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen how insane the tracking is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, god damn.
It's like Agent Style and EX Boost or whatever it's called.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that so
Tornado
much.
move. Yeah.
I know there's obviously going to be a lot of parallels drawn to Gaiden because this is a Gaiden, but it feels like Mad Dog is your more traditional style, like Yakuza style in Gaiden, and then Sea Dog is going to be kind of like your Agent style, where you're going to be like not set
Doing
to a
fancy shit.
script. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
crowd
the
control.
what was it? The chain hook? Like, oh, that's so cool,
Oh, that,
Yeah.
that was so
Yeah.
sexy.
right?
And then there was like that charged flintlock shot where you hit multiple enemies. That
Yeah.
was so cool as
Yep.
well.
Him
I love
throwing
that.
the swords around him like it's God of War with the axe.
Yeah.
That's cool
Yep,
too. You throw
yep.
the swords and then he starts doing like unarmed combos while they're spinning around him.
Yeah.
Yep.
God damn.
I love the amount of parallels that they're pulling from other styles as well. Because when I heard about Sea Dog having sidearms, I'm like, you mean like in Brawler in Ishin, where you could have very special skills for, I don't know, cannons and this and that? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, the combat just seems absolutely out of this world. And something we didn't talk about yet. Jumping. That's a new mechanic.
Ooh.
Yep.
Um,
Took us 20 years, but we're finally there.
yeah, we're finally there.
Finally in the sky. Akiyama was the progenitor.
Man is 60 years old and just said, fuck gravity.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be interesting to see how they mix it together because like Lost Judgment's way of like stopping HP loss in enemies if they've been in the sky too long is an interesting but kind of punishes you a little bit. It means you can only juggle for so long.
Yeah.
So if you're now adding in jumping and then still the ability to like juggle and keep enemies in the sky, how do you balance that? That's what I'm curious about. I don't think like it's not me saying it's not going to be fun because I think it is going to be fun.
Yeah.
But how do you balance that? Do you make it so that the enemies drop a little faster, like say in Kaito, for example? Like,
Yeah, well, at the end of one of the combos that he does on the guy in the air, he does like kick them down. So I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of forces you to slam them down with whatever combo finisher or something like that.
yeah,
And then if you don't do that, they might just drop.
But you might have an animation cancel. Or alternatively, they could pull a DMC4 and they will have something like the physics engine will interact like inertia and it will be more difficult to control your flow mid-air. Like you'll have
Yeah.
moves that will hit technically, but they will just kind of flow to the side or downward and then I'm looking forward to this.
It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting because for those who don't know, we're recording this pre-Tokyo Game Show. There should be gameplay demos from Tokyo Game Show where we'll get to see like these styles a lot more in depth.
Mhm.
So I'm super curious. I'm really am because
Yeah.
like this could be very much like Lost Judgment in terms of, like fun and just the sheer style you can do.
The thing that I really like about it as well is that it's not just like Lost Judgment copied. It's unique. Like it stands out.
Yes.
It's not just Lost Judgment. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of happy it's just two fighting styles. Like it's
Same.
obviously like Mad Dog, yeah,
Same.
that has a basis with like previous fighting styles we've seen from Majima, but it is still going to feel brand new for the most part.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then Sea Dog
Yeah.
is obviously completely new.
We
So,
haven't.
Yeah, it's like the Yakuza style, which was something we already had.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't had like a good Mad Dog style in Dragon Engine, so
Yeah,
this will
true.
be it.
Yep.
Majima Sagas was so basic.
Yeah.
Like it was just a combo and also press circle to spin, which was
Yeah.
disgustingly
Yes.
overpowered.
And there was like one or
Yep.
two heat actions.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did have the R1 triangle counter as well, but that was it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he did. Mm. But yeah, I'm hoping, man, I can't wait to see like how the upgrade menu is like, because that's always really pretty for me to look at. I love that stuff.
Is
Yeah.
it gonna use money again because we're a pirate?
That makes
like
sense.
Gaiden.
That does make sense.
It'll use doubloons.
Oh, yes, please.
You
Yes,
need
please.
You need 700 dabuti to upgrade your health.
Yeah,
Man.
I was gonna say as well. One thing that, even though I still love Gaiden, one thing that disappointed me when I first played it was I was kind of secretly hoping that you could still do like wall jumps and leapfrog attacks like you can as Yagami.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't because it's Kiryu.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they've at least like they've got something else that's like a fun little extra mechanic, and so it's obviously the like jumping in the air and doing air combos and shit, or using like the grappling hook thing as the pirate style and like pulling people towards you and stuff.
Yeah.
Or pulling yourself towards them.
You know what
Yep.
really excites me about Mad Dog as well? I already said, like, you know, how we don't really have a good Mad Dog iteration in the Dragon Engine. Not only that, but, you know, with Kiryu, we had certain expectations. Like, we've seen so many different moves with Kiryu in the Dragon Engine, and some of them were just taken away from Gaiden, so that disappointed some people, and even I was like, okay, why does this work differently in Gaiden? Like, why is this not here? Why is this, you know? With Majima, you're not going to have that thing, because even in Zero, the Mad Dog style was super limited. You had literally
Yeah.
one unique heat action. So this is like their chance to really improve the style and add even more unique heat actions, which I really hope they do.
Yeah,
And
well,
if-
the especially good thing is being able to drop your knife clearly and being able to pick up weapons on the ground and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Could never do that with the Magdod style before.
Yeah, I really wonder how that's gonna work as well. Like, can he just put away your knife whenever you want to? Do you like throw it and then temporarily get access to hand? We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fighting styles look amazing. I can't wait for them. Mad Dog, like they put a completely new spin on it, and Sea Dog looks also absolutely insane, and I can't wait. Right, so we can talk about the side activities now. They've shown us a picture with only 5 stuff. So they've shown or confirmed Dragon Cart. The boutique is coming back. Crazy Delivery is also coming back. Karaoke. And then there's something that I actually want to talk about. The live action Minato girls thing. Can I just say...
With Akiyama. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Or Ryuji. Wait.
The Yuji Akiyama. Let's
It's
just
so
put both in
funny
one.
because like he's a famous Japanese comedian, and I've seen him in a bunch of things before. Obviously, like he was revealed to be in this game. So the second I saw him, I was like, I know that guy. It's Akiyama, and it's like, you know, not that Akiyama. It's the other Akiyama. He's like good friends with like Downtown and Matsumoto of Downtown, and like if you've got Amazon Prime, Matsumoto's Downtown is a TV series there that he turns up on a couple of times. There's some other familiar faces you might recognize. Nagamo's actor pre and post Scandal turns up.
Oh, okay.
Boy,
I see.
but he's an actual like very funny comedian. So
Mhm.
I'm really curious about that because like I think the interesting thing was when the hostess auditions were being done. I think we read somewhere that it was going to be a mixture of 3D and 2D. So, or like real FMV and like 3D models. So at some point, they condensed that and just did the FMV.
Mm.
And like the biggest fear I have about it, I think it's going to be good. There's always like a fear of, you know, oh, cringe with the real FMV stuff. The thing that
The
makes
file
me fear,
size.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 120 to 160 gigabyte. Like, yike.
Yeah, well,
I mean-
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit more like how Infinite Wealth did it, because they had it like real FMVs with that Tinder minigame, right? Or am I
Yes.
wrong? Or is that just pictures?
Technically.
No, they-
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I was
you're
going to say it's probably
Yeah.
just going to be less like the Cabaret, because there's like 800 different freaking chat things that they have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this, it's probably just like you get a cutscene to start the minigame, and then it's just like a picture, and then you do some buttons, and then it cuts to another FMV. Probably just be
Yeah.
more like that.
Probably. And
I was
plus,
gonna
we know
s-
that it's going to be
Go on, go
we
on.
know that it's going to be at least a tiny bit smaller than OG Gaiden was, because that one also had the Infinite Wealth demo at the very least.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another thing.
True.
If you're on PC, you're in luck because you can delete both. But if you're on console, then rip.
Yep.
The live action, well, not just the live action hostess club in Gaiden, but generally speaking, the hostess clubs, not really my thing. I just I find them to be a chore. But this time, they actually kind of are shaking it up, and it seems like it's a harem kind of thing, and not just a hostess thing. Because if I
Yeah.
understand right, they basically showed this to be like something where you help Akiyama, like get a girlfriend or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, again, I harp on about this. Like, he is a comedian, so he will have had like a hand in the script, etc. There's going to be things played off for laughs, things played off for comedy, so it's not all just going to be, you sat down across from a real FMV person who's like, "Oh, thanks for getting me that Mountain Dew. I fucking love Mountain Dew. I do. It's great."
Yeah. Yeah, I might actually do this on stream this time because it seems different enough, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with karaoke, we know that 24-hour Cinderella's coming back, right? That's the only one we know is confirmed.
Yes. If y'all don't
Yeah.
bring back Get to the Top from Dead Souls, especially considering he has a fucking pirate outfit in that game, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be mad.
Oh, please bring it back. Yeah, what if they do? And Loki, nobody sees it coming, but that would be the hint that Dead Souls Kiwami's coming. Huh?
I was literally going to
Huh?
say that. Like, they give him
Oh,
that
imagine.
outfit in Dragon Engine. Oof.
Yeah. I know my copium is off the charts, and I'm grateful that you guys are putting up with me.
We need to get it at one point. This goes to tell you, or show you rather, we've been clamoring for a Majima game for like a decade. We got one. People who've been talking about Kiwami 3 for whatever reason will likely get one. So as long as we're persistent enough, they're gonna have to make something eventually. At the very least, they're gonna run out of mid projects between larger games. And it's like, you know what? To hell with it. Let's do Dead Souls.
Yep.
I pray for that day to come very soon.
Same.
Right, so again, just to round it up, we have Dragon Cart, the boutique, Crazy Delivery, live action thing, and karaoke. Those are 5 activities that are confirmed. And you might be wondering, okay, is there going to be more side activities, or is that it? There is definitely going to be more, because in Madlantis, the new area, that's like the castle in the first Gaiden, we saw the Colosseum, and they didn't talk about the Colosseum at all. Now, unless
Yep.
the Colosseum is there just for show, we know that, that's another thing that's coming back. And I really, okay, now that I'm saying this, I really hope the Colosseum is not just for show. Please be a side activity. Because, man, it has so much potential. Like, the Colosseum and Gaiden in particular, they could either, bring back in Kiwami games and work on it even more, or it could just be like a Gaiden thing. I don't mind that. As long as they, keep, upgrading it and making it better, and there's a lot of potential here. And even if they reuse half the fighters that were in the first Gaiden, I don't mind that. Just it's such a fun mode, and I'd love to have it again. Yeah, what do you guys think? Anything to say about the Colosseum at all?
Yeah, I just want it to be like the castle, like as unique and creative as it was. Like, not necessarily, hey, control like a whole bunch of other people. Like, I wonder if there will be, quotation marks, big team battles again with your pirates team. Like, that might be a thing they could add into it.
Yeah.
Like, as a special kind of tournament kind of thing. But I think a good mix of old style Colosseum and the new castle stuff would be very good. Like, it's one of my favorite things that Gaiden did, and I want more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm just a tad worried that, well, the last time that they said that we're gonna have a Colosseum, we had obviously the DLC pack with 3 fighters. So the fact that we don't have one here is a bit. Are they gonna dial it back a bit? Are we not gonna have as many battles or whatever? Or
Look at it
is
this
the
way.
ship stuff? Yeah.
Look at it this way. They sacrificed the Gaiden DLC, the Colosseum DLC for the karaoke DLC, which we didn't talk about that, did we?
No, I was wondering if we were going to wait until we talked about the different editions later.
Well, I mean, yeah. Actually, yeah. That might be a better idea. Which is actually coming soon anyway, so. I just wanted to also talk about, what was it? Oh yeah, we talked about this already. The sea exploration and all that. Okay. Let's actually go into the price now. So the base price for the game is going to be $60. The deluxe edition is going to be $75. And there's a collector edition for $130. The one in Japan and Asia is actually different from the one we're getting in most of the countries. In that, I'm going to show the pictures on the screen, but the global one comes with like, what was it? Was it the flag, I think? That's unique to this
it's the
version?
flag.
Yep.
Yeah, the flag, the eye patch, the acryl stand.
And the coin.
Yes.
Yeah. So the flag is not in the Japanese collector edition, as far as I know. In the Japanese edition, you have like a Majima Junior, like kind of pirate barrel. It's so cute.
The
I love it.
pop-up
I love
pirate. I
that.
want it so bad. Please, RGG, send us the pop-up pirate Majima. Please, I'm begging you.
Yes.
I want it
Same.
so bad.
Please.
I never had that as a kid, but I would always play with it at a friend's house. And the fact that they had the same company that made that original toy make this one is just perfect.
It is.
Yeah. The eye patch takes me back to the days of Dead Souls. Maybe you know about this, Fruit, but in the Yakuza
Oh,
forums,
boy.
they gave away a bunch of stuff, like way back.
Yep.
One of them was
Yep.
the Majima eye patch.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was for
Yeah.
Dead Souls.
Yeah. Because they were never going to do a custom edition for Dead Souls, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically they did because we got the
The Steelbook?
the outfits like the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Steelbook was 4.
There
But
was
dude,
a
there was-
Steelbook in Germany, I think. I actually have it.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Huh.
blue one with the kind of holographic finish. It just has the gate at the opening of Tenkaichi.
Oh,
It's
wow, I
super
never knew that.
niche. Like, it
Yeah, I
took
was
me a
gonna
while to
say.
know about it. Yeah.
That probably costs a fortune these days.
Nowadays, probably, yeah. I got
Oh.
mine, like, what, 6-ish years ago, give or take?
Nice.
Perfect.
Did you guys ever get? I think it was Yakuza 4. It had like a ramen bowl special edition or some shit, and then it had
Yeah.
like a calendar that had photos of the hostesses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that existed until I saw it at like a secondhand store, and I'm like, "What?
Did you buy
What
it?
is that?" No,
Ah.
it was like $500 or some bullshit.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like,
Yeah.
"Hell no."
Yeah,
God
we
damn.
reached a point where people will know that it is actually valuable, unlike back in the day where it's like, oh, what the hell is this Yakuza game? $5,
Yeah.
whatever, and then you
Yeah.
steal it. But yeah, also, Dead Souls used to have that, I think it was Japan exclusive, but they had like a special edition release that also had, I believe, a personalized note from Nagoshi himself with an actual signature.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah,
It just says
Not sure I
"fuck
knew
you."
about that.
yeah, pretty much. Like, thank you for supporting this game. What the hell is wrong with you? Sincerely.
And
I'm just-
speaking... Yeah, go on,
I was gonna say, I'm just really happy. Like, I know, like, some people like disagree with like the price for like the full like complete edition, but like,
Mhm.
man, I'm so happy we're getting like an actual limited edition again. Like, it's
Yeah,
was
same,
6 the last
same.
one. I
6.
can't remember
I
if
believe
because like
so.
obviously
Yes.
we've had steel books and stuff. Like, I still have my 6th limited edition
6
with
was
its
the
whiskey
last one.
glasses.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it
yeah.
was so good. Like I'm so happy. Like, it's like as someone who like still likes collecting the games physically, just having a limited edition is just really nice.
Also, the fact that we get a physical edition for a Gaiden game with no strings
Yes.
attached. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As far as I know, Curry Odon, Brent, the legend, actually had a big hand in making this happen. So
Yes.
King.
Yes.
if
thank
you're
you very
watching this,
much.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
he's very in tune with the community. I feel he probably went like, A lot of people didn't like that there's no physical edition for Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing and a half.
But I also think there's a Famitsu article that came out today that mentioned Pirate Yakuza's length is going to be 1.3 to 1.5 times more than Gaiden,
Mhm.
which is again another reason why obviously the price is a little bit higher than Gaiden is.
Mhm.
And I think also another reason why we're also getting like physical releases is because it's not going to be like again the full length that a full Yakuza game or LAD game would be,
Mhm.
but it's between what Gaiden is and what a full length game would be, which I think for having us like do different stuff like pirate stuff, and considering there's probably going to be a whole gameplay loop around, sailing, hopefully the open seas. I think that's good. I think that's a good price point for me personally.
You know what that
Same.
makes me hopeful about?
What?
New Game Plus, please.
Same,
Please.
same,
Yeah.
same.
They better put it in, or else
Oof.
we'll have to shiver their timbers. I don't know, some pirate thing. We'll make them walk. Yarr.
Yarr. We're just gonna find a boat somewhere. Actually, here in Croatia, you have trillions of boats. We'll just steal one and we're gonna crash land into your RGG HQ. It's like yarr.
Dude, we're gonna crash at a coast in Japan and die before that happens.
Yeah.
We'll find out those real life pirates we were talking about. Oh no.
Literally, we're just gonna wind up in Somalia, and it's like, what the hell? They look so plain.
In regards to the length as well, I was gonna say something. Gaiden, the first one that is, the first Gaiden, like when you really look at it, the length was comparable to something like Yakuza 3 in terms of like the
Yeah.
story length, which you know
Yeah.
that is a mainline game. And you have a couple of other like really short mainline games as well. Yakuza 1 original is pretty short.
Yep.
Kiwami sort of extended the thing because Majima
Majima
everywhere, go do this and that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. What did you say, Snowiest? I interrupted you.
No, I said Majima everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you should never ever use speedrun stuff to, see how like a length of a game is. But Gaiden speedrun is an hour and a half, and like the only things like the things that are around that length are K1, OG2, K2, like all those games. Like K2 is such a good one because K2 is a full length Yakuza game, also in the Dragon Engine with all cutscenes skippable. So
Yeah.
even Gaiden's length, like obviously there's a lot more story in K2, but
Mhm.
like length-wise, gameplay-wise,
Mhm.
pretty applicable. They're pretty much the same. So
Yeah. Well, we've learned not to trust when they give us like estimates of how long the games are, because they're like with Infinite Wealth. Oh, don't play it one sitting, you'll die. And then I beat it. It was like 47 hours or something like that. I didn't skip anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
Roughly.
again, shouldn't be using speedruns as a measure, but it's now quicker than Yakuza 5. So
Yeah.
once again,
yeah.
Yakuza
crazy.
5, go stuff yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah,
should
but-
use it.
Yeah, but then with Gaiden as well, they were basically just like, you can finish this on like the drive home from work. It's so short, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like the main reason why we're going down this, or rather why people are like, is this worth $60, is because the current landscape of the video game industry has eroded their brains. It's like, if the
Yeah.
people don't say it takes 1 trillion hours to finish, that you're not going to finish anyway, let's be serious,
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
don't want to give... Like, Yakuza games always have the proverbial bang for your buck. That's nowhere an issue. It's like, okay, how long is the critical path? You're going to enjoy it anyway. Like,
Yeah. I will say.
It also just made me think.
Go on.
I was just gonna say, it's Atlas. They're connected to Sega, but the director of the new Metaphor game that's coming out next month was like, it's
yeah.
just as long as Persona 5, so it's going to take you over 170 hours. And I was like, 170? What were you playing?
Not gonna lie, that was a gut punch for me because my girlfriend is a huge Persona fan and she's like, oh yeah, it took me like 120 hours for P5, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna skip over Metaphor for now.
Yeah, I got the platinum in 135 hours. There you go.
Bloody congrats.
I'm super excited for Metaphor, and then when they said how long it's gonna take, I looked at my like streaming schedule for October, and I'm like, I've got like literally the weekend it comes out, I'm traveling to go do a charity event, and it's like, and you're telling me the game is how long?
Wait, actually, now that we're on that topic, congrats on the Infinite Wealth run. I saw that on Twitter.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I think that's the first. It's going to be the first marathon run for Infinite Wealth, which also means I need to get off my backside and save the hour that is between me and first place right now. I need to go and take their strats.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Keep it up, dude. I was gonna say as well, like in terms of like a game length, even when not looking at the story, Gaiden has enough side content for you to be busy for at least 40, 50 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you do completion. If you do completion, you're more than going to get your money's worth.
Yeah, there's like 700 Sega games in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
and like going back to like the side activities talk and like people being worried and being all like, oh, they only showed off 5 games. They never show off all the games at first. Like they always do a second trailer later on that they call like a gameplay trailer that has,
Yeah.
your mahjongs, your shogis. You're really not expecting those to be in. There'll be arcade games. I'm hoping again, now that we have M3 emulation, I'm hoping we get something new there because they seem to be adding like, at least one new arcade game every single time.
Mhm.
Figure out how to do bowling on our ship's deck. Bring that back.
Let's go.
Cool. Fishing. We're out at sea. More fishing. Like figure out a new fishing mini game. Stuff like
the
that.
shark spearfishing thing, whatever, from 6.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they could just reuse that.
Oh god, what if the new iteration of bowling is just gonna be the cannonball is gonna be the bowling ball, and then the actual pins are gonna be palm trees on a nearby island that just miraculously grow back.
I'll take it.
Oh, imagine. That'd be
It'd
great.
be hilarious.
What I like about RGG is with something like, Dondoku, I know it's something that gets annoying on the second playthrough, but they really know how to reuse their assets efficiently to make something that is relatively fresh or unique, I guess, because with Dondoku, it's such a genius idea for reusing assets, because, like, literally everything you get in that minigame is just stuff they had from previous games.
Oh yeah.
And yet, you got to play this, like, make your own town kind of thing. And, they haven't done that before in the franchise, so it was a new experience.
Also, speaking of things they haven't done, this is the first game that has nothing to do with Japan, technically. It's all US.
True.
Yeah.
True. I didn't think about that.
Which is a turn-off point for some people. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of people say, I play the Yakuza series because I want to get immersed in, Japanese culture. And, that's fair enough. Like, I can see that. There is a nice link between, like, obviously, like, Hawaii and Japan, but it's like, yeah, I can kind of feel that. Like, I do wonder where the future of the series is going, because I like the whole new maps, but I also feel like I want to see the older maps from Yakuza 5 come back. Like, I would love to see, like, I have a severe hatred thanks to speedruns of Tsukumino, but I really genuinely, absolutely believe Tsukumino in the Dragon Engine would be really good.
Yeah.
I hate it
Genuinely.
regardless of speedruns.
Same.
You can literally get 6 fight spawns on one corner, and because it's a PS3 era game, they can all chain into you. Why RGG?
Yep.
Why
and
would
then you
do
can't
that?
cross the street to avoid them.
No.
Also, yeah.
Ugh.
Jesus.
Yeah,
But nighttime, with the Christmas lights, is gonna be glorious if we get in the.
Yes.
Yeah, I also get the anyone saying like, oh, we wanted to. Well, I mean, saying we wanted to stay in Japan, I feel like it might be something that I don't fully agree with, because I think Infinite Wealth did this perfectly, where you had like the US, but you also still had Japan. So, you go back and forth. But for it to stick like strictly to Japan, I don't mind that, obviously, but I think Infinite Wealth proved to me at least that they can do an amazing job, even like outside of Japan. We could argue that there's still a lot of towns they could add to the franchise from Japan, and they absolutely could. But for what it's worth, I do think what they've done with Infinite Wealth and with the Majima Gaiden, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm all for it personally.
Yeah.
Um.
Also, we've seen a
still-
couple of the characters as well that we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I should have sent
Well,
the
the only-
renders for them.
Yeah, the only thing that I know is the Mortimer guy with the fedora like hat. His boss fight is gonna have some sick ass Euro beat, techno beat. You know it.
Probably.
Like-
Hell yeah, Goro. My new favorite character.
Same. If Goro dies, I swear to God, I'm fucking killing somebody.
We
Yeah.
riot.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't believe they added such like a cute little companion, and it seems like you can even customize him based on the footage we've seen.
Yep, you could put hats on him. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's gonna be in cutscenes
You
as
better be able
well.
to pat him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, you better be able to pet him as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like the chocobos in Rebirth.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's also interesting if we consider that it's post Infinite Wealth from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
and there is a Palakana disciple.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they're obviously still around after the events of Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
Like, we know, obviously, a certain somebody went back to Hawaii to help out with that, but like, that man still has the Zealot sword. Like, are you just like an off branch? Like, are you all still doing your cult ass thing? Like, what are you doing?
It's
Yeah.
like, you guys ever play a little small indie game called Halo 3?
I haven't.
Like when the Covenant starts to split apart, there's still people that continue the faith, even if they know it's a
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that
Hmm.
being the case. Yeah.
Arbiter, I
Same
miss
thing with
you.
Shoot a PP.
Mhm. Okay, Mortimer looks like he could be the son of Bryce.
Actually, yeah, I don't like you
Honestly.
saying that because, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, knowing
Right,
Bryce,
RGG.
Bryce
you
doesn't
have
have
just-
enough style.
True.
And we also have
I
a.
hope
We
he's
also
got a
have,
horrible English accent.
Oh yes,
God,
keep
yeah.
that, please.
we also have a patriarch of a former Tojo clan family.
Yeah, I just
Like-
noticed that actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be
Wait,
an
what?
interesting one.
Oh, yeah, what the
Shigaki.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
The blue
yeah.
shirt guy.
Like, that's not a family that's been mentioned by name, I don't think, in the series before. So
Mhm.
it's going to be, just tie
Yeah,
in.
but classic Yakuza game, they're just like, oh, here's this family who's been established for 40 years. You only just heard of them,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's obviously
Yep.
your fault.
Actually,
You
although
ignorant
there
bitch.
there is a moment early on in the trailer. I don't know where it is, but when I was re-listening to it before we recorded this, at one point, when they were talking about the whole, events of like Infinite Wealth, and they said a Yakuza family had come like along and like come into the area. One of the actual like Japanese voice actors literally mentions the Shimano family outright.
What?
There is a mention of the Shimano family. It wasn't in the
Oh my
subtitles.
god.
But the guy actually said out loud Shimano Gumi.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
It's
At this
early
point-
on in the trailer. Like,
No wonder they're
Bruh.
bringing Shimano for the DLC.
the DLC has such a Zero vibe to it. Like, not just Shimano, but also
Sagawa.
Sagawa.
Nishitani
and
as
here's-
well.
Here's the thing. Those models now in the Dragon Engine means Zero Kiwami is happening.
Stop bringing it back. I implore you. Enough.
Well, I was going to say, they just have their renders as like all the images. So I don't know if, obviously they're going to do Dragon Engine renders later, or if it's just going to be that they are literally like PNGs, like the trooper cards. You
They
just press a
could be
button and
PNGs.
PNG appears.
But if they
Imagine
if they're
if they're
people
2D.
Ooh.
huh.
Like, imagine it on the ship. They're just these flat
Yeah,
2D
everyone's
cardboard
3D.
just waddle.
Or alternatively, because the actual. It reminded me of the Team Rumble when you would see the actual pirate crew go up against another one. Does that
Yeah.
technically mean we could play as Shimano?
I was gonna say that. I think I
Oh.
saw somewhere that the people you could add to the crew, you can use in the Coliseum as well. So that's
Really?
Playable Sagawa for the first time. Let's go.
yes, gun style.
And Ichiban with the pre-order bonus.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
He's gonna play like Dondoko. That's gonna be it.
Oh, no.
You might be
maybe-
wondering, okay, Yuki's in the DLC. How is she gonna be playable? So with the crew, from what I saw, there's like a pirate, I guess, slot for like the fighters, and then there's a support slot like for the tiger. So
I was
maybe
gonna say that.
yeah, maybe some characters are gonna be support, not like fighters.
She's just gonna throw vinegar at the opponents in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's
the
interesting. Like, but there's definitely stuff we haven't been told about yet. Like, they're
Yeah.
gonna do the thing where they start revealing things like every month and or so. Like, I'm excited.
yeah, same. I gotta say, Jason looks like American Saijima, and I love it.
Yeah.
He looks like he's from Far Cry.
He
Like,
does
just straight
actually.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have that vibe.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up being like some kind of ex-mafia or Yakuza of some kind.
I
Like,
can
the
see
way that
that,
he's
yeah.
built with his scars as well. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
My brother
fact-
Jason Poor died at your hands.
the fact that we are seeing Noah Rich and Jason Rich, and we don't like have anything about Noah's mother, either she's going to have passed on, or she's going to turn out to be that lady Michelle who's running
At the bar?
Madlantis.
yeah. Oh right.
Oh, there is
right.
actually someone at the bar. You're right.
Yeah.
I
That's
forget
who I
about
thought was the mom at first, but he could be right as
that.
well.
That makes more sense. Although in an RGG twist, they'd absolutely use the old lady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Maybe that's grandma.
Maybe. Maybe.
Majima's mum.
Oh god.
Oh. Or Park's mom. Oh god, no. What if it's
Or
Park's
just
mom?
Park back from the
She
dead.
does just have Park's voice actress, no?
Wait, what? Seriously?
Rummy Park?
I thought so. Yeah, the lady
I
D
think you're
looking
right.
lady.
I don't remember seeing them credit her.
I just saw somebody saying it as
Yeah,
her.
I've seen people say it though.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, I don't know why the Tiger Goro is voiced by question mark. That makes you think at some point that tiger's gonna start speaking fucking in plain English. The Majima's gonna be like hopped up on absinthe and just be like, bruh.
Majima gets drugged and knocked out at some point. He wakes up to just Goro talking to him.
Oh god.
We didn't really talk about it too much, but can I just say how gorgeous Madlantis looks like? God damn.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It looks straight out of Hokuto no Ken.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the area. It looks so filthy and just... I don't
Yeah,
know.
which is it's interesting because you've got like the big shipwreck, and then there's obviously a hotel part at the top of it. But the bottom right of it, in like the official shot, like there's a very clean little like castle area. Let me. Yeah, like there's obviously like a lower area, this interesting little building to the right, and then that big building at the top where obviously like the queen of Madlantis is going to be hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, it
So-
makes sense. It looks kind of like Buckingham Palace. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So that makes me wonder if we're going to get a set piece in that boat. That'd be sick.
most
Fighting
likely.
all the way
I
up to the
hope so.
top.
God, I hope so, yeah.
You can
I
just
can see
barely
them-
make out the Colosseum in the bottom middle as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, what's that tent? That circus like tent?
Maybe that's gonna be like a minigame attraction or something.
Yeah.
I was
Could be
gonna
your
say...
like Gaiden casino games, arcade games, blah blah blah.
It could be, yeah.
Possible.
For the
Or knife
finale...
throwing minigame.
For the finale,
Mm.
they could have like an all-out huge set piece where you bring the pirates with you and you just fight on top of that boat. That would be so cool.
That would be awesome. That'd be
Yeah.
very awesome.
So like the
does-
finale in Ishin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does make me wonder if we're gonna be able to explore Nelly Island.
Yeah,
Like,
they did say it's
they-
coming back.
They do mention it, and it is seen like in a cutscene of someone walking around, and like it makes me wonder if we are gonna pick up some plot points from Infinite Wealth with the nuclear waste. Are we gonna deal with that?
They did show that, yeah, maybe.
Is Majima
Like-
going to get cancer from it this time?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
God
No, 'cause
damn.
he's gonna forget about it.
Takes back a barrel to Daigo inside you, eh? Boys, have a drink. Look right down. Booze.
I do wonder if those two are going to show up, because, yeah, Curious Stories kind of moved on, is what we would say usually, but...
Yeah.
Saijima and Daigo, Majima is still, like, hanging out with them, so maybe at some point...
We don't know the very basic premise. All we know is that he
Yeah.
has amnesia and washes up on a beach.
Yes.
Considering he's probably still doing the fishing job with Daigo and Saijima, something's probably going to happen, and he ends up getting swept away. So I wonder if like near the end he will reconvene with them.
What if they
Yeah,
actually
maybe
do
that's
just team
who.
up? Yeah,
I was going to say maybe that's who he's like telling the story to.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
The two of them.
maybe.
Yeah.
Possible.
Won't be surprised if that's like the very end of the game.
Yeah,
Or
at the very
is-
end just cuts to the other side, and it's just Sajima sitting there like, none of that shit happened. Shut up.
Or it's
Actually-
just Kiryu in the ICU trying to like get his daily treatment. He's like, "Majima, please
Oh, no.
go away, please,
Please.
shut up,
Please."
What if he wakes up next to him in the bed and it's like, what the hell happened? Majima, you've been asleep for like 3 days or whatever. We're talking about stuff happened.
the Metal
Yeah.
Gear meme. It's been 9 years.
I think it would be pretty cool. I mean, if it goes along with the story nicely, of course. But if you do reunite with Saijima and Daigo and they do help out at the very end of the story or something.
We'll do the RGG thing. They'll join for one fight, then bugger off again. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there might be a pattern here, because when this happened, okay, this is a bit of a spoiler, so mute for like 5 seconds. But in Infinite Wealth, when they join up with you, right? Now Majima gets his own game. What if this time Saijima and Daigo join up with you, and one of them gets a Gaiden next?
I really do feel it'll be Saijima or Akiyama next.
Yeah, Akiyama's pretty popular, but he's also expensive, so
Yep. Akiyama Ninja would work.
yeah. I think I mean, judging by this Gaiden, it seems like they want to keep the Gaiden games canon, but they can always do a spin-off with any of the characters as well, like a completely detached, like has nothing to do with the canon spin-off.
But
Yeah.
okay, that brings a bit of an issue because okay, 7 had its own Gaiden as denoted in the name in the Japanese release,
Yeah.
and this is meant to be 8's Gaiden.
Yeah.
Would that imply that the only way you would get another Gaiden is if a new mainline is released, and that side story is intended to specifically, play into the plot of the mainline that preceded it?
That's an
Potentially.
excellent question. It might be a pattern, yes. But there was something that breaks the pattern, and I forgot what it was. Actually, no, it's kind of irrelevant. I was gonna say Gaiden was $50 and this one is 60, so no, just forget about it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Can we go backwards into a 6 Gaiden with Akiyama?
I mean, that's what I
Not
was going to say.
Saejima, because he's still in prison. We don't want a third Saejima prison section, please.
Dead Souls Gaiden, send him to China.
God.
Okay, now that you said that, you reminded me of one comment that I absolutely have to show you guys, but I don't know if I should show it now or later at the end. Hold on, let me see if I can find it first. It was oh, there we go. I'm just gonna read it now. So somebody said, Kiryu becomes a secret agent. Majima becomes a pirate. Now we need to throw Saejima to a Siberian prison for the greatest prison break ever.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Oh lord. Oh no. Oh god, I'm already visualizing it because it's like here you have a pirate crew and you had the Joryu clan. Here it's gonna be like, okay, you have a prison gang and you need to take over different sections of the oh no.
As funny as the idea is,
somehow gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As funny as the idea is, they would have to literally make a hub in the prison, which, like, how would that work?
I mean, not necessarily. They could literally reuse one of the rooms from Fist of the North Star. A lot of it just looks like it's prison themed to begin with. So they would just expand on the Tsukimino prison segment, or hell, even the Okinawa Penitentiary. Or maybe they're making a hallway simulator. Oh no.
You know what? Yeah, maybe it's best we move on from this idea.
No Saejima.
I feel like we talked about pretty much everything related to the Gaiden game. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Anything at all?
I mean, there's the DLC. Also sea shanties.
Yes, please.
Yeah, true. What if that's how you do karaoke? Is you just sing on the boat?
Oh, God,
That would be cool.
I mean, it could be. Because Ishin had the traditional stuff in... Well, technically you can call it an ancient karaoke con, but yeah, they could do it. Also, the karaoke... I remember someone mentioned the karaoke disc set might be stuff that you listen to on the boat, whether, free-flowing or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, no. Literally, the description on Gamatsu is add the Majima construction. Okay, so this is also something we never talked about. The deluxe edition includes one karaoke song.
Yes, I was going to talk about that.
That's a curious way to go. That karaoke song is Majima Construction, which was never an actual karaoke song, and we can argue that in a second. But the second part of it is and gain the option to play karaoke staples while exploring. Now, does that mean just with the music player like in Infinite Wealth, which was a really good way to add value to the CD stuff? Or are we, as you say, going to be able to sing that stuff on the boat?
I think this time they actually mean one karaoke song that you get to sing, and the rest is just like the playlist stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But how do we feel about an actual karaoke song, even though it's Majima Construction and wasn't a full song? How do we feel about something like that being DLC? Because
I feel like it goes without saying, none of us, literally nobody, would have wanted for a karaoke song to become DLC.
Yeah.
You're not going to see anybody supporting that. I mean, in terms of
but at the same time, at least if that's going to be like the most egregious DLC, then that's better than Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a single song in a single minigame. It's an iconic minigame, but at least it's just that.
If it has New Game Plus, I'm going to forgive this.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then we'll talk about it.
I mean, as long as it's not literally a brand new song that is intended for the minigame, because we know Majima Construction, but if it's or if it's something like, I don't know, like a butterfly for the bajillionth time for a random character, don't sweat it. But a full-on original song, ooh, that would be an issue.
Yeah.
What if it was? Let's take away Majima Construction. What if the song instead was Get to the Top from Dead Souls instead? proper karaoke song that's been done before, only in a spin-off game. How would you feel then?
Would be a shame, even more than this one.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like again, this is like the only thing that I feel mixed about in the whole deal. It's
Same.
a shame. It's a shame, yeah, but
because the rest of it is just the rest of it is just the like the DLC stuff that they're gonna do for like all future games, like outfits which are just the model outfits from every other game in in the previous games like LAD and Infinite Wealth. The in this case Pirate Crew pack, which is like your legendary fighters in Gaiden. Like there's gonna be stuff like that I think in every game moving forward. It's that stuff that's away from it that is what worries me. Like, your new game plus being locked and stuff like that.
Yeah, same here.
It sets a pattern, essentially. So if we don't talk about it now, it's just going to add more stuff in down the line.
Yeah, and I don't mean it to be like a whole negative talk, because like this does feel like me going like this is a bit of a witch hunt when it's not meant to be. It's like there's a dissatisfaction from it. Like,
yeah.
I think the fact that it's just quotation marks Majima construction that makes the blow softened a little bit. But imagine if it was like a bigger proper track.
Yeah, again, the revival of Get to the Top being DLC, I think that would have been a bit of a more of a shame.
Yeah.
Or if it was 24 Hours Cinderella. Oof.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're using, punished Pirate Majima for the, they didn't shave him for that. I'm happy. Good.
Yeah.
I think the Sega just in recent times have been trying to do more DLC for their games. You can see that with literally like any of their games that they've released recently. But with the Yakuza games, I just think that they don't really know what to do for DLC. So they just sort of do shit like, oh, here you go, Clan Creator Bundle, whatever.
Yeah.
The closest was like Lost Judgment, but like the boxing style was an entire extra style, which was unfortunately locked to DLC, but if you got the PC version, it comes with it. But it released like how many months later? So it wasn't like a, pre-order the game, you get a boxing style sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they really just like don't really know what they're doing with the DLC. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
They could just not do any at all, but like
it feels like a
free,
higher
easy
up.
way for them to make money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it feels like a higher up
So
decision
Sega, like,
of
do it.
shareholders.
Literally, yeah.
Again, I did say this at some point as well, where if this was left entirely up to RGG Studios, I highly doubt we were gonna get anything that's coming in terms of a DLC. But for what it's worth, the franchise got big enough for it to attract Sega's attention, and now they want to monetize it as much as they can. Which again, just to like put it out there before you say, "Oh my God, Devil Leon 7, you fucking shill, you support this horrendous DLC." I don't. It sucks. It sucks. Like nobody likes this, but you also have to accept things how they are. This is what we currently have. That's really all I'm saying.
We can also be grateful that it could be significantly worse. We could have like a second currency we have to fucking pay real money for to get like a pink feather for Majima's hat or some shit.
Yeah.
or actually, while we're on that, can we appreciate the fact that Yakuza Wars wasn't mentioned in the slightest throughout the entire summit?
Yeah.
I love how much people were hyping that up, and then it just didn't show up.
Good.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch this be 2-hour fucking Yakuza Wars slideshow, and then go on.
I was genuinely expecting them to like start the show with it and have it for like 5-10 minutes and then go on to whatever game they had, which was obviously Pirate Yakuza. But they just didn't turn up, which is wild because, it's kind of leaked. So I wonder whether it's not coming to all regions. I say leaked in quotation marks because like the official Facebook page went up.
Right.
It's like a Chinese game, so I feel like they're probably just thinking like, oh well, this is something we're showing to the Americans as well. Let's just not be like, Americans, come watch a grand presentation. Here's the game you can't play. Anyway.
That's true.
I mean, technically, Capcom did still cross from. There was a DMC game called either Pinnacle or Peak of Combat, depending on when you were familiar with it.
Yeah.
So they did a bunch of promotion for it, which for me was like, this game wasn't even available on PC for a real long time, and it was just in an open, public, whatever form for years. Why was
it took a while.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
The mobile Yakuza Wars is also in a really, really, really early stage at the moment. I think it's
Yeah.
like version 0.0.7, and it's a closed beta at the moment. So I think a limited amount of players can play it. But I mean, from what I've seen, and I did see quite a few things, it seems really generic outside of just having Yakuza characters in there. Like, there's nothing that really screams Yakuza.
Yeah, it feels like they're kind of other collabs with like Koei Tecmo, for example, where it's the same kind of gameplay, just with a Yakuza coat of paint.
Yeah, basically.
You guys ever see Final Fantasy 15 War for Eos?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dog shit. It's just a stupid like city management game, but it had
Hey.
Noctis in it. Cool.
They had like a bunch of things like that, didn't they? They had like 2 or 3 of them. It was
I mean,
really
yeah,
they
weird.
did.
What, you mean
15
Final
War for
Fantasy in
Eos, though,
general?
was like a blatant scam. That
Yeah.
Square Enix put their name on and went, yes, get it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy has a shit ton of mobile games, but I think a couple of them already shut down recently.
Good.
Yeah, I think War of the Braves and then Exodus or whatever it's called is also shutting down.
Brave
The one
something.
with
else.
Ariana Grande in it, which
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
canon
right.
to Final Fantasy universe now.
Mhm.
That
Hell
pissed me
yeah.
off to no end. But yeah, Brave. That's actually somewhat of a decent game. I did play it a bit of it,
Same, actually.
and then also Ever Crisis. The fact that they did shut down a bunch of stuff before Ever Crisis came out, but then they retroactively implemented some of the narrative developments from like there was like a PUBG like game that was called The First Soldier, and then they have just the
Yeah.
story of it in Ever Crisis.
Yeah.
Oof.
They...
But also, 7 Rebirth referenced Ever Crisis before Ever Crisis added the content that was being
Yep.
referenced.
That was
Yep.
the weirdest thing. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
literally just playing through Rebirth, and I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Hello,
like,
it's
who-
me from the mobile game. From the what?
And like he's in like an actual major story scene. It's not just like a side, you walk
Yeah.
into a bar and this dude who you don't recognize but is clearly important and modeled is standing there. It's like literally a main cutscene of just wait,
So dumb.
why
so
are you
stupid.
here? Like
Then again, there was also the thing in 15 where there's a bunch of kind of references to 14 with like the giant chocobo and one of the, from the Y tribe or whatever, a girl that was just stuck under a chocobo, and you meet them during the critical path, and everyone's just like, what the hell we're looking at? What's with those ears? What's with this gigantic... I don't know.
Yeah, they did a 14 collab.
Yeah.
And they added in Garuda, and it was really cool. And then the collab that 14 did with 15 was they added in a car, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
like Noctis turns up, you like do a fight which is just a normal fight, and then he's like, hey, take my car and my clothes. Cool. Thanks.
In
Like when
hindsight...
14 collabed with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter had an entire
Right.
behemoth boss fight. It was super cool. And then 14 was just like, oh yeah, here's like a fucking rat voice or something. I don't know.
In hindsight, I still can't believe Noctis also just shows up in Tekken 7.
In Tekken, yeah.
That's... Oof, I still need to revisit that.
Mind you, if we're talking wild like turn-ups in fighting games, you all heard what's happening with
Ronaldo?
yeah.
Which game was it again? KOF? Was
Fatal
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Fatal Fury exactly? Is that King of Fighters?
I think that's a
No,
single player
Am I
game.
stupid?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the new Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Like it's the new SNK one, which is
Right.
like a long running series that's like slightly different to KOF, but they have like characters that cross over. You know the drill.
So
I actually didn't know about this, but KOF is supposed to be just like a collab between different titles, right? One of
Yeah,
them is Fatal
something like
Fury. Right.
It has a lot of the characters half the time.
Yeah.
Like they usually have like teams of 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I bought what was it again? What's the latest KOF game that came out? Was it 15 or?
Yes.
I bought
think
that
so.
game because it looked pretty cool. I tried to play it, but I just dropped it like 5 minutes in.
Fighting games are hard. You have to commit. You have
Absolutely.
to really commit.
Yeah.
I mean, just stick to one franchise. That's what I do.
I tried
Yeah,
to stick
yeah.
to Tekken.
Same.
All right. How excited are we for the Yakuza on the Switch, guys?
I actually am. Like, weirdly enough, I am. I genuinely hope it does well.
Same.
yeah.
I'm gonna be buying it to support it. I'm gonna play it. I'll do a speedrun or 2 of it.
I was gonna
like-
ask, are you gonna stream it as well?
Yeah. I'll probably do like a full playthrough into like a speedrun.
Nice.
And just I genuinely hope it does well so that there is a new audience. Like
Yeah.
there may or may not be a Switch 2 coming. I don't know if any of you have heard about that.
I
I've
did.
definitely never
I
heard
did.
anything about that.
K2
so
is
it's-
coming.
Right,
Let's
that's
go.
what I'm kind of hoping for. Like it's gonna have enough horsepower to do the Dragon Engine games,
Mhm,
not
mhm.
necessarily well, but still do them. Probably better than the PS4 and Series 1 or whatever versions.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, like I genuinely hope it does well. We've had this like sentiment for so long that the series is anti-Nintendo because of 1 and 2 HD doing bad on the Wii U. It's the fucking Wii U. Everything did bad on the Wii U if your name wasn't Nintendo. Like,
Literally.
so I genuinely hope it does well, and I hope that like people who have never played, like obviously Yakuza, try it out, or like
Mhm.
people who are curious because of the like obviously the TV series. I think the advert they did with Shishido's actor was funny. I like that. That was cute.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh my god. I was
Yeah.
laughing my ass off when I saw him with the bat.
Right. So I just hope it does well. I hope it really does well. I really do.
Yeah. I will also be streaming it at some point. But I just don't know if I should watch the episodes of the show first or stream the game first because they're coming out at the same time. Yeah.
Same. How do we like? I know how we create content on the TV show. We'll watch it and then we'll obviously do podcasts about it. What a surprise! But
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with movies and TV shows. You can't really show them. You just have to. You
Yeah.
can only talk about them. That's literally
Yep.
it.
we
Yep.
talk about YouTube coming for our ass often. Show like 2 seconds of the actual TV show. Get out. You're sued. You're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
You get 3 strikes immediately for each character that was shown on frame.
Dude, the trailers already gave me like copyright notices.
See?
Why am I not surprised?
That's why in the summit summary that I did, I just didn't include the trailer because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I know your game. I'm not gonna do that again.
Which is a shame because Majima looks glorious in that trailer. Like they
On
really
that
picked a
topic,
good
yeah,
actor.
yeah. So for those who missed it, something else they showed in the summit was a new trailer for the TV show, and they revealed Majima. And funnily enough, one of the characters that's gonna be in the Majima Gaiden will be the actor for Majima in the TV show. And
Yeah,
for those who
which is very
saw it,
interesting.
yeah, they actually had a bit of a back and forth during the summit. Like there was this like, I think the TV show actor said something along the lines of, "Oh, I'll never be the real Majima" or something like that. And then the actual Majima was like, you might be Majima in the show, but I'm the real deal or something like that. And then
Oh god.
the actor is sort of like, how do I say? He was really modest about it. He was like, "See, guys, that's the real deal. I'm never gonna like measure up to that." It was just really wholesome.
They just had a Majima off and it was glorious.
They do.
yeah, yeah, it was really
I
cool.
think weirdly enough, I might be looking at the wrong person here, but I think he is the TV show Majima is playing the role of that Tojo clan family member in Pirate Yakuza. I might be wrong. I might be looking at the wrong person here.
Yeah.
So more links.
Have you guys seen Saijima in the trailer?
No.
I haven't.
Hold on.
His actor looks exactly like he would have Herculean spirit. That he's casted beautifully.
He really does. Look at this.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna put the image on the screen for the viewers so you all can see. But look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Bloody.
Holy crap.
That,
Yeah.
huh.
And considering this is obviously the 90 section, because Majima doesn't have his eye patch yet, then this is pre shit going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
that's very well
absolutely
might be.
could be him.
I love this.
I think
And
that
just like
is.
Yakuza 1, he is a villain again.
Yeah. Man.
Actually, from this angle, he kind of looks like Nagoshi with a wig. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's another shot of Sajima's. Anyway, I'm gonna chuck it in the chat now.
Hell yeah.
You can see his
No
face front on.
Wait. I don't know if we should show
There you
this, but oh yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh lord, that's
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
smile.
yeah. But also look at this. Isn't this Saijima, Majima, and Kiryu in one shot?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's definitely
Whoa.
that Sajima guy on the left.
I really wonder what they're gonna do with the show. This makes me look forward to it even more because, like, they already
Yeah.
said it's gonna be different, but how different we'll have to
Yeah.
see.
I wonder if Saijima dies. As stupid as that sounds, like I actually wonder whether that's where this is leading, because all these shots are pre the 2000 section, which
Yeah.
is where Majima has his eye patch, and we don't see Saijima in those, which could just be trailer like shot editing, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Could be in prison at that time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
He loves prison.
it does indeed.
That doesn't
I mean-
change in the show.
If they do kill him off, then well, no Yakuza 4 action drama or whatever. But yeah,
Some people would be
Daigo's
happy
gonna
about
be in
that.
place of Saijima.
God, imagine if that's Daigo.
I was just gonna say, like, oh yeah, no mention whatsoever. Doesn't look like the character. Yeah, couldn't you tell? It's the iconic character, Daigo.
By the
Yeah,
way,
I'm looking forward to it. I assume we're going to be interested in doing a podcast on it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would love to. What I'm really wondering is, you would think they would show Haruka by now, but they still haven't.
Right? And there's that other like female character they keep talking about, the one that had the silhouette with the gun in the previous trailer reveal, the Japanese version specifically.
Uh-huh.
Like and that's the same person Yokoyama was like, this is a really surprising person. Like, is that Yumi? Is that Reina? Like, who is that?
Nishike's sister.
Yeah. Like, there's clearly still this is what I'm so surprised at. I really thought that at the summit we would have gotten we did get a new trailer at the summit, didn't we? So I can't say we didn't. But I thought we'd get a bigger, longer one. But they're keeping a lot close to their chest. It's interesting.
Okay, I
Good.
haven't seen the silhouette you're talking about, but it would be funny if it's just Haruka actually killing everybody in Bantam.
It was it's the same trailer where you saw that brief side image of Majima's eye patch.
Yeah, I've heard about the trailer, but I don't know why I still haven't seen it.
It only adds those 2 extra shots. It's still the exact same trailer otherwise.
Yeah. Right, well, the show, again, is coming next month. It's only a month and a couple days away, so there's
26th,
that.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Jeez.
was it the 25th or the 24th?
Yeah, I thought it was
Was
the
it-
27th.
Wasn't it
Yeah,
one day technically early for us overseas? I think they said something
Oh.
like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe.
It might be the 24th.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
here
in
it says
2024.
25th.
Yeah. Maybe.
So it's 6 episodes, right? And the first half is
Yeah.
coming, with the specified date, and the other one is a week after.
Believe so.
Right.
That's what I
Okay.
remember seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the show is going to be the best thing ever because we haven't seen literally anything. But it could be interesting if only to see differences. Because I was talking about this during the Dead Rising stream. You know how we have Dead Rising 2 and then Dead Rising off the record,
Yep.
right? I was talking about how cool that idea is and how much you don't see that in games. So for those who don't know, Dead Rising 2 is a zombie game. You play as a guy called Chuck Green, okay? They released another version of Dead Rising 2 where the protagonist is completely different. That they have dialogue for him, but for the most part, everything is like 1-to-1. So I gave the comparison during my stream. It's like, what if we have Yakuza 1 released again, but this time Kiryu goes to jail and you play as Nishiki?
That'd be interesting. That'd be
Yeah.
very interesting.
I feel like that kind of idea in games could be fun. Like you could just see how it would turn out if it's somebody else that was in the place of the main protagonist. And because of that, I'm kind of curious to see where the show goes. So, yeah. And I'm also looking forward to doing the discussion about the show when the time comes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think we talked about pretty much everything there's to talk about, right? Does anybody want to add something?
I have
Anything?
one thing.
Go
It's
ahead.
it is extremely important. So for a split second in the RGG summit where Marge was walking around Hawaii, you see the trolley drive past, and it's an actual it's the real trolley company in Hawaii. It's called Waikiki Trolley, and you see their signs on it. That wasn't an Infinite Wealth. Boom. So
Whoa.
important, guys.
Yo,
Waikiki
That's actually
trolley,
cool.
like holy shit.
I thought you were gonna talk about Pirate Ryosuke. That was such a genius addition to the video.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy in the game looks like it's going to be awesome, and I really can't wait. There's about 5 months left, and until then, we're going to have to replay all the Yakuza games to keep ourselves busy, or I don't know, do something else. Oh yeah,
Play Final Fantasy 16 on PC. Ooh.
oh yeah, that.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait. Have you seen the design of the custom Ifrit PC for Australia?
No?
Yes, I have.
Which
tried
part
to
of that?
put my name down for it.
Oh, good luck. But which part of that is the PC? Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Genuinely no idea. It looks hilarious though.
Yeah, it's
And it's
amazing.
It's exclusively Australia. This is like the first time ever Australia's gotten something exclusive, except for like spiders and snakes and shit.
I mean, on the one hand, I love that they have, because, okay, for anyone watching, there is this thing called icons, essentially divine deities in Final Fantasy 16. And for the release of the game on PC, Square has teamed up with a bunch of companies where they make region-specific giveaways that will give away a very specific design of a PC modeled after one of the icons. So I believe US and Canada got like I think Odin and Bahamut or something like that. The UK got a Shiva design. Australia got an Ifrit design. Nothing for Europe though. I'm kind of pissed about that still, but okay. So they'll probably get a few more. They look awesome. Putting aside the fact that I don't know which part of the Ifrit is, it just doesn't look like the PC.
Yeah.
The other ones look
It's
like
so
PCs.
weird. You gotta
But it's
put a
awesome.
photo in the video. It's just the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
has
try to
wings
find
and
that.
everything.
Man, custom PCs are so cool. I do wonder, like, if you were to try to customize them yourself by contacting a company, like, how much would that cost?
Oof, that's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, when it comes to customizing that, it's mostly just the case of the PC, right?
Probably. I mean, for example, the Shiva one just look. Oh yeah, here's Ifrit. Oh
Wait,
lord.
that's a PC? What?
That's my thoughts.
Yeah, it's a PC.
It
What
has
the
to be
hell?
gigantic. Like the other ones, again, they look like PCs, but
Is the
Yeah,
mouth the
yeah.
USB slot or is that the power on button?
I've no clue. Is this
That's a
just
good
gonna be
question.
10 times the size of this? It's like only the bottom part is the actual PC part, and the rest of it is just decorative. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I know it's Ifrit and it's the icon of fire and all that jazz, but how hot is that thing going to get?
Yeah,
True.
very.
That is very small.
I mean, Australia, so that's another one.
Oh fuck. Yeah, true.
Yeah. I sometimes see custom pieces like that. And, you know there's only going to be one winner, and there's no way you're going to win this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels bad. All right, well, I think this brings us to the end of this episode. So I know that a lot of people were bummed out that, we didn't get Judgment 3 announced, or Kiwami 3, or, any game that anybody ever wanted. But we have to remind people, like we said at the beginning, that multiple game announcements might just overshadow some of the games. And Yokoyama already said at the end of the summit that they have big things coming. So best thing to do is wait and just see what happens. Because I feel like pretty much everything we ever want, like, again, Kiwami 3, Judgment 3, it will happen eventually. It's just a matter of time. And knowing RGG Studios' pace, this is a team that releases games up to twice a year. So I don't think we're going to have to even wait that long. So, just give it time. And I think all of us are going to get something that will make us happy. And yeah, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are we looking forward to the Majima game, you guys? For me, it's a 10.
Same.
11. I want to do the fighting styles. They look sick.
Yeah, same.
9 at the moment, but that's just because I'm clamoring to see the seafaring stuff.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, they didn't show
think
that at
once-
all.
Yeah, I think once Tokyo Game Show rolls around next week, I think that's going to ramp to a 10 for me.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, actually, are they gonna have a similar stream to like Gamescom or whatever, where they just show game announcements? Do you know?
I don't know. Because
Because
there's I don't think they will, but there's a very heavily rumored, potentially they messed up with achievements game that Atlas have to reveal.
Oh, yeah.
Where else are they gonna do it?
I mean, the chances they're gonna announce another RGG game there is like zero, right? Because they would have done it already.
They
I
would have
feel
done it
like.
at the summit.
Yeah.
No.
They would have done it. At the summit.
We're gonna have an expanded trailer just like what we had with Ishin Kiwami on Days of Play, I think. Just more footage.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Well, at least with all the like journalists and stuff, we'll get a lot of good new footage of actual gameplay stuff. They'll release B-roll of it as well, so we should get a good gameplay blowout next week. So
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to seeing if that's where they announce the next Resident Evil game, because it's been a minute.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a bigger stage. I feel like that's a Game Awards.
When is that?
Also-
Is it December?
December.
December,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is possible. Right. Actually, should we read the few comments?
Down to you.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, boy.
We gotta post this one.
What was it? Banana? Was that the fruit?
No, you'll see.
We had strawberry parfait. What?
Tybal says Snowiest couldn't be here today because he would have talked for next to 3 hours on how much he hates the Saitama section. At Yakuza
I'm
5.
gonna have a fist fight with Tybell one day. He and I, we're like destined to fight atop the Millennium Tower.
Is he like a regular at your channel?
He is.
Okay. Oh my god, we have another Snowiest comment.
Hell yeah. The star of the show.
Here we go. So, Deep/says Snowiest would have extended this video by talking for 1 hour uninterrupted about how based Lost Judgment is.
That's all. I would have sat there silently the entire time and then just been like, "Yeah, Lost Judgment, all right, S tier." No, that's it.
Man, I love reading through comments like this. It's just it makes my day.
Same.
Oh yeah, here's a wholesome one. So somebody said, or Bruno rather, this is one of the only podcasts I watch, and I'm not a big podcast guy. Thanks for putting this together, Heart. Also, 7+ hours is insanity. Actual mad lad. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you. We really do appreciate
When
that
I
you.
saw how long you guys were recording for, I was just like, Jesus Christ.
How surprised were you when you saw we were doing a second recording for it?
Yes, very. I was like, surely that's all. What?
Yeah, no, we were just halfway, and that's only because we squeezed in Laddish in.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The first one was like 3.5 hours, give or take. Though 30 minutes was just us, rambling over stuff. And then the second one was like 4.5 hours or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I legitimately didn't know what to expect because, like, it's one of those videos that could have been very short, or 10 hours, and it turns out to be the latter. So, yeah, like we talked about.
Yeah, I
go
want
on.
to say there were only 2 games that we agreed, or ranks on, or technically agreed, which was 0 and LAD.
Yeah.
Where we all gave it S or S plus for Gokudoni, and then we all gave LAD an S. I think those were the only. I think those were the only 2.
Probably, yeah.
Around that, yeah. It's mostly the later games as well, where we put them in like similar tiers.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else do we have?
Still think you should have done the bit where you pretended like I was actually there the entire time. No, didn't say anything.
I was really thinking of what to add there, but I was out of ideas.
But we also forgot to add the fake tier list for people who skip over to the end.
Fake.
I also wanted to do that, but the video was so
Nah,
freaking
that's
long.
the real one.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I-
real one is the very end one. Trust me, guys.
We just do a fourth wall break where Snowiest breaks into Davleon's office and just puts, Lost Judgment, not Lost Judgment, and have that be the only tier list.
Hell yeah.
Okay, last comment for the day. Flaw Creek says, it's crazy how he got Frub and Gokudoni in a call for practically 8 hours. Now imagine if it wasn't the same call. Thankfully it wasn't, but yeah.
I mean, knowing us, we would have gone there, or rather could have gone there, but then we would miss the food and the drinks and everything. We would need
Yes.
to have like a proper Last Supper setup so that we can just talk and have a mukbang at the same time.
Let's see. I mean, for something like the show, it's definitely not going to be that long. right? I think.
So you say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess a lot of it depends on how the show goes, but if I had to give an estimate right now, I can't see it going above 3 or 4 hours, kind of like Infinite Wealth. And Infinite Wealth is a huge game as well, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, thank you all of you who left all these wonderful comments. It's always a pleasure to just go through them and read and see what you have to say. But yeah, this is the end of this episode. It's a cute little episode compared to the previous one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you guys, Faroops, Snowiest, and Gokidoni for showing up. Really appreciate all of you taking out of your time. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode, whatever that is. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.